What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So let's start this video with the reigning Miss Olympia, Samson Dauda, back in his hometown and back to work because now he has an Arnold Classic title to win, which is happening in March next year. So this weekend marks 3 weeks since Samson Dauda made history by being the first Nigerian to win that standout, to win that Miss Olympia title. So normally, Samson would take his foot off the gas for about 8 weeks or so after every major competition, in order to get some rest, to recover, to give his body a nice little break. But this time, he's trying to utilize that rebound phase, and I do not think any of us will be even a little bit surprised if he is already back up to 330 pounds, because that is how quickly this man blows up post-competitions. Now I have got to say it is very brave of Samson Dauda to committing to doing Arnold, even after winning the Olympia this year. Because no reigning Miss Olympia has done that in the recent past. But Samson Dauda has this ability to compete multiple times every year and still get better, make improvements from one show to the next one. And that is why I have said this so many times. The man is a genetic freak. Now I think we can all agree the man doesn't need any more size to win the Arnold or even repeat at the Olympia. So this is the first year Samson Dauda made it look like he was way bigger than both Derek and Harandi. In fact, it was the first time he made people realize that both Derek and Harandi, they were former 212 guys. So things are going very smooth for Samson. I mean, he has got the most loyal coach out there, who figured out the way to pick him perfectly to the best of her ability. And Samson Dauda is on his way to win another $500,000 at this upcoming Arnold. So with all those speculations going around, especially Antoine Vaillant making a dedicated video about whom Nick Walker has hired as his coach after Matt Jensen leaving the industry, well, Nick Walker himself had to come out and put this on his Instagram story and put all these rumors to rest once and for all. So Stefan, the boss of Outlaw, who by the way is the coach of more men's open guys than any other guru out there right now, so he's pretty big on giving his guys cereals as post-workout meals, and Nick Walker was spotted picking up some of those cereals, and the people and the whole bodybuilding industry, they instantly started speculating and welcoming him to Stefan's team. But here is that clarification. So I have no idea how Stefan is gonna handle so many top-level athletes. So we wait for Nick's official announcement about who his next coach is gonna be. The question is, will Hani Rambod be willing to work with Nick? Well, the thing is, Hani Rambod, he is very selective with his clients, and most of the times, he works with only those guys who have the caliber to win the Olympia title. So it is gonna be really interesting who Nick Walker chooses as his coach moving forward. So we got to see another throwback picture of Nick Walker from 2023 Miss Olympia, the one where Nick Walker and his team believed he looked at his all-time best and he would have been top 3 at least that year, and they even believe that he would have had a chance to win the Olympia title that year. But unfortunately, the world of bodybuilding did not get to witness that physique on the stage. But we are definitely looking forward to his return in 2025, most likely at the Pittsburgh Pro. The former Miss Olympia and 2 times Arnold Classic champion Brandon Curry is looking swole 3 weeks post-Olympia this year. So placing-wise, the Olympia 2024 that turned out to be the worst competition for Brandon, because for the very first time since 2017, he placed outside of the top 8, which was kinda imminent considering his age, and the fact that he has been competing as a pro for more than 14 years now. Yes, you guys heard that right. Now most of us were still quite surprised on how good Brandon looked at the Olympia this year, especially how his quads looked, because they were looking significantly bigger than many of his past competitions, especially in the recent past. Now, in my opinion, if only he was a bit more drier, a bit more conditioned, this 2024 Olympia package, that was way better than last year, where Brandon took 4th place. So what is Brandon thinking right now as a competitive bodybuilder? I think he's at a point in his career where he isn't gonna win either the Arnold or the Olympia. That is just the truth. And if the man isn't planning to retire anytime soon, then I guess he should utilize this opportunity to compete in all these big shows like the Pittsburgh Pro, Dubai Pro, and make some money because he is now 42 years old, and his physique is eventually gonna start to decline. So that is one incredible physique update from Martin Fitzwater. So this video was taken just a few hours before this year's Miss Olympia prejudging. So this is the kind of monster Bumstead is going up against in 2 weeks' time in Prague. So will Martin continue his trend from Detroit to the New York Pro to the Olympia to this upcoming Prague show? I mean, the man has gotten better and better in every passing show, and this is gonna be his last one for 2024. So how will Martin and Stefan beat a look that was considered the best in terms of the peak at this past Miss Olympia? Well, we do not know, but the thing is, we thought the same about his New York Pro look against Nick Walker, because that was also one hell of an impressive package, and they did beat that look, and that too by quite some margin. So look at this comment under his post. So at the age of 27, he is the 4th best bodybuilder in the world, and he isn't overhyping himself at all by saying he is going to be fighting with Samson Dauda for Miss Olympia title next year. Now, most of us do not agree with the assessment of his coach, and with a little bit of changing in his posing, the same package that he presented at the Olympia this year, he would have beaten both Derek and Harandi. But at the same time, if he continues to make improvements at this pace, and if he maintains his aesthetics, he has all the goods to go all the way to the top. Because the thing is, not many top bodybuilders have been able to place as high as top 4 in the world on their first try. But Martin did that, and that speaks volume about the kind of potential this man has. So this comparison of Harandi versus Bumstead during the searches that has been floating around on IG all day long, especially after Ian Valier claimed that Cbum has the best side chest in the entire IFBB Pro League right now. So maybe it was time Cbum showed us how he would look like without any weight restrictions, because this was taken at 6 weeks out of this year's Miss Olympia, where Cbum appears to be so much bigger, but still at the same time in one hell of a condition here. So for a guy who is just trying to have some fun by doing one last show of his combative career, maybe the fans, the media and the people, they're putting a little too much pressure on Bumstead by setting up such high expectations. So will Cbum be in the same condition at this upcoming Prague as he was at this year's Miss Olympia? Well, I think he probably won't be. The whole point of him doing an open pro show is to try and show up a bit bigger, a bit more fuller. But that is going to be at the expense of a bit of dryness and a bit of detail. And that is a look that we haven't seen on Bumstead before. Now, on the other hand, Harandi has also got a chip on his shoulder. This is his first show after this year's Arnold, where he did not do that well at all. He massively underperformed at that show. Or maybe the expectations and the hype was just a bit too much. He was neither the biggest, nor the most conditioned guy or in-shape guy at this year's Arnold. So this will also be a test for him and his coach Milos Sarcev. So all of the Brazilian fans, they're also very excited to see this matchup between Bumstead and Harandi, because we all remember Harandi was hyped up like crazy just a few years ago. Then he announced that he is going to be making his pro debut in Classic Physique division. So this is the one and only time Cbum vs Harandi is going to happen. So the anticipation of Horse's fans, that is really off the charts. So hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video, and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.